regardless of the scoring, regardless of the result, regardless of any judges being biased or whatever the case may be, Tyson Fury is still a winner. Given what he's been through, given what he's come back from, and people can say it's self-inflicted if they want, but nobody wants to be mentally unwell. Nobody wants that. Tyson Fury has the personality that he has, and I'm sure it's a double-edged sword. He has a tremendous amount of energy. He has a tremendous amount of confidence and self-belief. But on the flip side, he can go the other way, and he can get very down. He can get very depressed. I don't know whether Tyson Fury is bipolar, but he has something similar to that. He has a personality which is very uneven at times. Sometimes he's really up, sometimes he's really down. And again, I don't know whether he actually is bipolar, but there's something similar to that there. And I don't think it's just a phase he's going through in his life for whatever reason. I think this is an aspect of Tyson Fury's personality. He's an up and down character, I think, by nature. I think that that's innate in him. It's maybe genetic for him to be like that and have that kind of personality where he's up and down, and some days he's really happy and jovial and other days he's moody and snapping at people. That's just in him. But he is, like his dad said, an extraordinary character, because there's not too many times in boxing that I've seen anybody do what Tyson Fury has done. To come back from the layoff, being incredibly overweight, drink and drug problems, depression, those 2 comeback fights against very low standard opposition, then getting in there against Deontay Wilder, an active champion, a murderous puncher, and winning the fight in the eyes of most people, at least as far as I'm aware anyway. I haven't seen the Showtime broadcast and I've not yet read the comments from the American viewers, but from what I saw in the audience when Tyson Fury said after the fight that every man knows I won this fight, the audience cheered. Yes, I'm sure there was a lot of Brits in there, but there had to be a fair amount of Americans too, and I didn't hear any boos when he came out with that statement. So, yeah, regardless of the draw on his record now, just being able to get in there and do what he did is a massive achievement. And he should be proud of himself. And that really was a statement to the heavyweight division. Because even though he wasn't back to his best, he showed that even when he's not back to his best, he can run a reigning world champion very close. And as I say, in the eyes of most people, apparently beat him. And you have to nail Tyson Fury to the canvas to knock him out, because you saw in the 12th round when he was tired himself, he was out cold on the canvas, and somehow he woke up while the referee was counting over him and got back to his feet and fought on. Extraordinary courage and spirit from this man. Very rare to see that in any boxer, really, not just heavyweights. So, yeah, it was a good fight in the end. It wasn't exactly the thriller in Manila, because there were moments of inactivity, moments of, quiet rounds, slow rounds here and there, where you're waiting for something to happen. But there was always that sense of anticipation because of the fact that Deontay Wilder is so explosive, But overall, it was a memorable fight because of the knockdowns, because of Tyson Fury's ability to come back from those knockdowns and show so much heart and character. I mean, when he got dropped in the 12th and got back up, as incredible as that was, and as shocked as Deontay Wilder was when he saw Fury getting up, Wilder was celebrating. He thought he'd spilk at him. Fury got up, survived the brief follow-up attack from Deontay Wilder, and then Fury had his hands behind his back again. And at the time I was like, man, Fury, you don't want to do that. I was horrified to see Fury put his hands behind his back after he got up from the knockdown in the 12th. I was like, what are you doing? You don't want to be doing that. You nearly got cleaned out and you're putting your hands behind your back again. Again, an extraordinary character, because that type of confidence, that type of self-belief, to still be golding the opponent when they've nearly knocked you out cold. When most fighters do something like that, it looks like straight up stupidity. But Tyson Fury's spirit is so strong. I mean, I don't want to get carried away here, but the fact that Tyson Fury says he died a couple of times when he was a baby, he was born premature and died a couple times and came back. What we saw in that 12th round was almost a throwback to that, wasn't it? That same spirit. It seems like he was just born that way, to have that type of courage and have that type of determination because of what he went through as an infant, being born premature and fighting. Incredible stuff. And it really is the kind of thing you can't teach. It's in you, it's innate. And this is why I talk about, people like Deontay Wilder, Jarrell Miller, whenever they're saying, oh, I'm from this rough neighborhood, I'm from the hood, or I'm from the ghetto, whatever the case may be. Yeah, I'm from a rough neighborhood too. But one thing I learned is that spirit, heart, courage, a lot of the time is innate. There are courageous people who don't come from a rough environment, but they just innately, by nature, have a courage about them. Tyson Fury said that he grew up fairly well-to-do, not like he was rich or anything, but Tyson Fury said he had everything he wanted when he was growing up. He had a good upbringing. That's in his own words. He wasn't poor. He didn't struggle. His dad did a good job of, letting him have all the stuff that he wanted and having a decent upbringing. But he has something in him, a courage, which it don't matter where you're from. That is rare to have spirit like that, So, yeah, the moral of the story and the point of this video is I wouldn't be too disappointed. People out there are going to be upset over the result and so on and so forth. Tyson Fury has still won. To come through what he's come through and do what he did tonight, he's still won. Do you understand what I'm saying? In his life journey, that's a win. That's a win. So, we'll see where Tyson Fury goes from here. Maybe he gets the rematch. Deontay Wilder didn't look too keen on having the rematch in the UK. And since he's still the WBC champion, you have to imagine that his team are going to try and keep the rematch in the United States if it happens anytime soon. Will he fight Anthony Joshua in April? Maybe. We'll see. Will that fight have dented Deontay Wilder's confidence in any way? Because Fury gave him a hell of a fight in there. I'm sure there are going to be some people saying Wilder won because of this, that, and the other. Okay, cool. But what you're not going to say is that Deontay Wilder had an easy time. He had a very, very rough night. So will he want to go straight into the Joshua fight? Will he want to have a couple standard defenses maybe to get his confidence back up? Maybe he thinks he can improve on that performance. Deontay Wilder in the post-fight interview did say that he was forcing his punches, and when he forces his shots, they don't land. And that's one of the first things they teach you in boxing is don't force your punches, don't look for the knockout. But I think Deontay Wilder really didn't know any other way to go about it with Fury. Standing on the outside, he was doing that a lot. And when he was doing that, nothing was happening. But Fury was making it look as though he was the ring general in there because he was a bit busier. And even when a lot of Fury's jabs and stuff like that were landing on Wilder's gloves or missing, the body language still looked positive for Fury. Do you understand? So I think Wilder thought, you know what? When I get this guy in any kind of position against the ropes, I really need to let the shots fly. And he did. And he missed. He was made to miss over and over and over again. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how Wilder's going to react to this fight psychologically. Will he gain confidence from it? Will he be disturbed by it? Maybe he's got mixed feelings. He's certainly got things to take encouragement from the fact that he dropped the guy twice, that he eventually managed to land the punches which he'd been throwing the whole fight and missing with. But in a rematch, Tyson Fury is going to be in better shape, you would imagine. He's been in there with Wilder once. He knows what Wilder can do. And you would imagine it would go better for Fury second time around. But I personally think Wilder can improve in a rematch. I personally think he can. I think he can improve tactically. Yeah. Not waste so many right hands and invest in the body more. I think from a tactical point of view, there are things, and also use his left hook more, because when Wilder used his left hook, he was actually quite effective with it. The shoulder roll that Tyson Fury was doing was good at getting away from right hands, but left hooks were connecting, I think, at a higher percentage. Wilder didn't throw many left hooks, but when he did, a lot of them were clipping Fury. So I think Wilder would be better off maybe jabbing, then throwing a hook, then coming with the right hand, rather than throwing the right hand and following up with the hook. Because Fury's already rolling by the time he was throwing those hooks. Do you understand? Wilder would be better off maybe feinting with the jab to bring Fury's hands forward, coming around the side with a left hook, then following up with the right hand. He'd be probably better off doing that. And it's not that difficult to do something like that. Even for someone who is as technically challenged as Wilder, it's not that difficult to do something like that. But anyway, I should talk about that in a separate video. This one is just to establish the fact that it's a victory for Tyson Fury in his life, what he did today. So yeah. Anyway, let me know how you guys feel in the comments. I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.